I have something to say before we start this. This is our second take of the podcast, so if it sounds better than the last one, then yeah. So, welcome back. This is episode 1, even though, it doesn't sound right. It's episode 2, but episode 1, because we kind of, made it weird, because we labeled the first one episode 0.
That's like the meme, though. That's like
why did you start at 0?
Because we can. So, if you just heard a new voice, that's Dubs. He's a guest host on today's podcast.
Hi.
D-Sep has been talking pretty frequently. I started it out. I'm D-Dog. And then we have Trigger Happy. He's a...
Are you a scat fan?
No, not really. What did you write on the window?
That's just D-Sep's sister's writing.
Yeah, she is, like I said, I elaborate. She sucks.
Yeah.
I stand behind that statement.
She wrote in Sharpie on a glass window. Who does that?
Was that a legitimate cough?
Yes. So we're back, and we need to talk about something really important.
Yeah, we're talking about our school.
No, something more important than school, because a lot of things are more important than school. So, Connor, we need to talk about your attitude. It's actually really great. It's great. So, good for you. Everyone give a clap for Connor. Okay. We're going over to D-Sep.
We have new guests on the podcast, so they're going to tell us about their week, as our tradition is.
Yeah, it's a tradition.
And their MLG crib.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll just let that go. Let it go. And, so, Dubs, you start us off. Tell us about your week and your MLG crib.
Okay, so, I ref 2 basketball games.
Oh, you ref?
Yeah.
The intramural thing.
Yes,
or whatever
it's actually kind of fun. And, I have a chair, a desk, and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
it?
That sounds pretty good. Trigger Happy, what did you do during your week?
So, during my week, I saw Endgame. You know that one movie that everyone wants to watch? I have a godly graphics card in my laptop. But
Is that what we're using to record right now?
yeah, but the processor is a freaking potato.
Oh, yeah. So for anyone who remembers this from last episode, we talked about our recording setup. We're not going to get into that again because it's basically the same thing. But we actually have a better computer this time, I think. We're using Trigger Happy's computer, so we don't have to worry about breaking it. And, yeah. So I'm going to talk about my week now. I'm D-Sep for any of you guys who don't know.
I'll talk eventually, a lot.
Yeah. So my week, I mowed a blind guy's yard on yesterday. He gave us $20 to mow, so that was pretty good. And then I know basically everything about his wife now because she's super talkative. Yeah, and they were going to ask us to bag their grass, but luckily we didn't have to. Bagging grass is just a huge freaking pain.
Why do you guys waste grass?
Yo, D-Sep, you got an extension cord of some sort?
Yeah, right here.
Like seriously, I actually need an extension cord.
There's one. I don't know where they are actually. Crap. Oh wait, there's one right over there. Yeah. That's not.
All right, so, and then today I coached my basketball team. We wiped the floor with the other team. Yeah. I mean, it's first and second graders, but still, we just absolutely destroyed.
What was the score?
The score, we didn't even keep track. They only scored 4 points, and we scored over 500. Actually, it's over 9,000. No, you're not. Okay. And that's basically my week. You guys know about my MLG crib, so I'm gonna pass this off to D-Sep now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not talking as much, but I assure people that I will be talking more since I'm one of the main hosts and creators of this. So, what? No, I'm not. Okay, whatever. Anyways, my week consisted of Monday to Wednesday school crap. Weird stuff happens. I don't know. Thursday, this is a story for all of us. It flooded a lot because of rain. And basically, our school closed. But it wasn't.
It was on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh.
Anyways, it rained and stuff. So
It wasn't because of the rain. It closed because the phone systems were down.
Dude, our phones literally broke. I don't know. And then they called us to tell us that the phones broke. So how do you call us when your phones are broken? School Shrubs of Shrubs. That's our school name. Anyone who doesn't know, you suck.
Hey, sorry to interrupt your listening experience. Sorry, it's your editor, Brad, here. I just want to say this video took a long time to edit, so I'd really appreciate it if you left a like, subscribed, and commented. Sorry for this very cliche moment in this video. Just remember, subscribe or I'll delete your Mojang account.
Thanks.
Yeah, no.
Daddy long legs.
Okay, he might come hang us after this, but I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Yeah, but he ain't nothing but a Scott Wisniewski. So.
Yeah.
Dylan, okay, if anyone...
Okay.
If you're watching this, that was a joke.
Yeah, that was a legit joke. Thursday, I got my Avengers Endgame hoodie. I ordered the white suits that are in the movie.
The Quantum Realm suit.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. Anyways, I've been getting mad respect for that. Friday I didn't go because Grandparents' Day. Yeah, that's why I wasn't there. So yeah, it's too depressing.
DSEP, what's Grandparents' Day?
That day I have to remember I one-tapped my grandma.
Okay, for any of you who are wondering, Grandparents' Day is where your grandparents come to our school for
If you don't have any.
2 hours, or you can invite some special person. And Connor or DSEP, you are an awful person. Please stop.
Okay, so my weekend, it's Saturday right now as we're recording, so this will be out Monday, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. We're probably gonna get lazy on the editing, but yeah, it was a normal. Basically we planned for what's the podcast during the week. We talked a bit about it. We planned for people to be here, and yeah.
Why would you plan on a podcast? That sounds so.
Oh
redundant.
no, we gotta find out 2 people who have open schedules.
Yeah, so today
everyone who's not 18.
We made a very big plan today where Dubs gets driven over here after he refs a basketball game. I go to a funeral and then I pick up
that whiskey in your closet?
No, it's brandy. I pick up Trigger Happy and then I take him over to DSEP's house. We record in DSEP's house for anyone who doesn't know. Yeah. And yeah, so it was a pretty big plan, and so we have to plan out a lot of the podcast just based on who we can get to record.
This is one of the only weeks that I almost couldn't be here.
Yeah,
Speaking of planning out the podcast, sounds like we planned for having a section on the flat Earth. Can anyone tell me what the flat Earth is? Of course you can't, because this is a rhetorical question. So I'll be our show's host, Trigger Happy, and our show's co-host will be
Dubs.
I don't know why I gave the microphone to him. That's so redundant. And our co-host will be...
me, I guess. Yeah.
That's DSEP if you didn't know. And our co-host will be... Me. That's also D-Dog. That's D-Dog. And the first fact of proof. And by the way, this is not a joke. This is very realistic. Hey, guys, can anyone explain to me, globalists are trying to say the horizon is flat because of a thing called atmospheric refraction. Can you please explain to them why this simply isn't true? Oh, DSEP was the answer.
Women.
Oh my god. Okay, that's probably incorrect. So the horizon is, they say it appears to be flat because of atmospheric refraction, but we all know that's not true because there is an atmosphere, but man, it's not you can't refract light because light refraction isn't real. It's just something scientists want to make you believe. Also, one more thing. Please, you guys believe that the moon, everyone says that the moon is super far away. Am I right?
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not.
Yeah, the moon. Yeah, Gru actually stole the moon and he put it back in the sky super close to the Earth, obviously. So basically, if you take a super high power zoom camera, you can see the same building and the moon equally well. Obviously, moon must be close. Also, sun must be close because you can see it equally as well as the moon. I mean, yes, you should definitely go look at the sun through binoculars.
Yeah. So I've got a question for my co-hosts. So, what happens when you pour water onto a ball?
Well, it obviously falls off.
What happens when you put water onto a frisbee?
It stays on.
Exactly. How there be water on the planet if it was a ball?
Well, some globalists say that there's such thing called gravity. Can someone explain to me what globalists think gravity is?
They think it's this magical force that pulls you toward the Earth. Does that even make sense?
No.
So, basically, the thing is, a magnet can overpower gravity, and that has very little force. You expect me to believe that the most powerful force in the universe can be broken by a magnet? Yes, that force is a lie, ladies and gentlemen. Connor screaming in the mic for atmospheric Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from us first. The Earth is flat, and don't do vaccines.
That is an absolute joke.
No, it's not. He's lying to you. Just do vaccines, but the Earth is flat.
So the Earth is totally flat, but you need to do vaccines. So let's move on. The rest of this podcast,
where I play the ukulele. Decep is an idiot.
That's me.
I am an idiot. D-Dog is an idiot.
Yeah.
Dubs is slightly smarter than us.
Yay.
But
All right.
still an idiot.
Talking about being smart and being dumb, we go to a school, and today we're gonna be talking about for the rest of the podcast, like the next 40 minutes, we're gonna be talking about stupid school stories. But before we start that, we have to do our last tradition. What's in DSEP's fridge?
Okay. So yeah, critical thinking with Trigger Happy. I admire that. Yeah, that elaboration. My fridge, we all know. I printed out stuff from Overwatch of like every character. I put them on.
Do you have any fan art of Diva?
No, I might get a waifu. No, we're not.
It's just a 2D wife that you can never marry.
Yeah, he's right. But my fridge, the typical Arizona. I went to 7-Eleven with my friend yesterday. I got some Mike and Ike's, and I just stuck them in there. So yeah, I got those in there.
I'm going for your Mike and Ike's, boy.
Why would you put Mike and Ike's in a fridge, Decep?
I'm lazy, yo. I just don't want to go downstairs.
Honestly, you sound kind of like my dad. He puts all of like M&Ms and Oreos in our freezer. Just in our freezer,
Like,
like
in the
not
freezer?
even in the freezer. No, I do agree that Chips Ahoy tastes really good in the freezer, but everything else is just interesting. There's gonna be an ASMR section coming up, but let's let Dubs talk real quickly.
Okay, so for the rest of this podcast, we're going to be talking about school stories.
I just said that.
Yes, I know, but still. Yes, so I'm going to start us off by, in 6th grade, there's this kid named Spear Crew who thought it would be a good idea to blow up a gallon bag, put cheese on top of it, and then smack it as hard as he could.
That was a pretty cheesy joke.
Okay, that was not needed, but, so, I'm gonna let, Trigger Happy explain why he did this.
I told him to, and he did.
Yes.
Spirit Crew is Trigger Happy's slave.
Yes, no, he's not.
What are you talking about? Slaves were made illegal back in 2018.
Oh, crap, okay,
So,
So Alex put a carrot on a bag and slapped it, and a carrot. Alex put a carrot on a bag, slapped. Cut that out. Okay, Trigger Happy put a carrot on a bag and then slapped it. So Spirit Crew thought it'd be good to do it with cheese.
yeah, I remember that incident quite well. Spirit Crew slapped the bag so hard it popped, and then the cheese went everywhere.
And the lunch lady didn't even see it.
Yeah, that's how blind she is. I didn't say that.
Well, you can't see it. They might watch it.
That's okay. Yeah, and oh yeah, FYI, this podcast is a joke. So
Some of it.
we have these little cabinets on the side of our cafeteria, and some of the cheese got stuck up there, and it was there for multiple weeks. It smelled pretty bad towards the end. D-Shep, do you have a comment on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember us doing that, and I have. Okay, no. Well, we'll maybe make a song about this moment, but yeah, I don't remember any of that, but it sounds quite funny because I probably didn't remember it because I wasn't involved. I'll describe my 6th grade year later. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I guess since I got the mic, I'll start with story 2. Better remember the one time I broke into a bank.
Actually. Remember I helped you?
Oh yeah.
How'd you with the explosives?
Oh yeah. He's my guy. And so, but yeah, no, for real though. Like I have a story, but that I told in the first attempt. But that's like a whole nother podcast.
This is actually the 8th attempt. If you didn't realize, this takes more time than
Yeah,
getting all up close and personal into the mic.
ASMR, I guess. But yeah, it was last year for me. Good year. But yeah, I mean my 6th grade stories consisted of nothing, mostly just like making a kid cry. I know, but like yeah, last year I grew to fame, I guess I would say. Yeah, And then I created a YouTube channel, which I talked about last episode.
It's called KirkTube. Link in the description. Just kidding. The channel got deleted.
Yeah,
By deleted, I mean terminated by YouTube because it was so inappropriate.
yeah, I did. I wish I got. It would have been funnier if I got demonetized, but I couldn't. But yeah,
Because he wasn't monetized in the first place.
yeah. My channel got created because I deliberately wanted to annoy somebody about how much better I'd be at YouTube. It worked. I beat them in a day, and it was
What do you mean by beat, DCEP?
sub count.
Oh, I thought you took a belt. Cut that out. No, what hurts. I don't beat my children. I don't have children. What? That's the story for another day. Okay. So, guys, this is the section where Trigger Happy steals a joke off the internet and puts it back on the internet. So, everyone here knows what a fable is, right? Yes, it's a story about an animal, okay? So, listen. There's so much, like, great examples of fables are Humpty Dumpty, okay? Humpty Dumpty, that's a good fable. The Tortoise and the Hare, Pacific Rim, and the autobiography of Hillary Clinton. This one's a fable because the main character's a bit. What?
What?
That's the section where Alex steals a joke and steals a joke from the internet and puts it back in the internet. Cutting to you, Dubs.
Okay.
We have a really tall assistant principal, and then he's like kind of an intimidating figure, and he's gotten a bunch of the kids in our grade in trouble a bunch of times. But for some reason, he likes DSEP and he likes us a lot. Like he literally plays euchre with us in homeroom.
Oh, that was funny. I heard funny stuff.
All right, welcome back. Not to you guys, but for us, we had to take a quick break for some Arizona. And for anyone who doesn't know, it's a delicious drink that I've never had.
We're not sponsored.
Yes, we are. We are sponsored, but not by Arizona. We're sponsored by Audible.com. Read all your favorite audiobooks on Audible.com. Link in the bio.
Rip.
All right. Well, that's like an audiobook. All right. Anyway,
We should make a book.
for anyone who doesn't know, euchre's a very fun card game that you'll learn how to play in college.
Oh yeah, about the ad. We should make a audiobook.
An audiobook called the Shrubs Podcast. Is anyone going to see the autobiography of Mark Zuckerberg's life? It's called The Zuck. Coming in theaters, never. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so some more school stories that we have for you guys. We had these 8th graders last year while we were 7th graders.
They're awesome.
And, they kind of irritated us just a tad. So, we got into like a snowball fight with them. And we made ice balls, and they made like not packed snowballs. So when they would throw them, they'd like disintegrate, but our ice balls would leave welts. And then they got in trouble, and we didn't. So sorry, Mrs. Hanson.
I wasn't a part of that.
I also wasn't.
Yeah, that was kind of us. That's about it. So, DSEP, do you have any more stories for us?
Yeah, I got the story. Talent. Our school does like this thing called variety show.
a talent show.
Yeah, it's the same.
Except Connor's talent.
Yep.
I almost got her. I almost tipped over your mini fridge. Be quiet. Don't ask how.
To you, it's a micro fridge. You're so tall. You're like the Fitz of our group. You're just like the really, really tall guy. But yeah, I was just talent show. I'd say it was a publicity stunt. Worked. I was very funny actually.
So
Yeah.
You're the best actor.
Yeah, you guys. Last year I did stand up, which many of you will know and compliment me on still to this day because it's a thing you like to do. Wait, I'm not. No, you know how hard it is to write for freaking 5-year-olds? I struggled for like an hour to come up with a joke that everyone would laugh at. Like I legit like stared at a laptop.
I'll tell you how to write for 5-year-olds. You say poop into the microphone and the laugh. Okay, it's that easy.
Poop.
No, you gotta do it like this.
Poop.
You know that song? It's called Crab Rave. Okay, so me and my friend Dylan, we danced.
Who's that?
Me and my friend over here, D Dog, we danced to Crab Rave. Why are we calling him D Dog? That's such a bad what. So we danced to Crab Rave, and it was amazing. And link in the description. Just kidding. I don't have a video of it because I was dancing. I couldn't record it. Copyright.
Infringement? Yeah. So
Phone in the pile.
So when we danced that, we just did a bunch of Fortnite dances because we're so uncreative. We couldn't come up with anything else. And yeah, so we basically just like default danced, Orange Justice, all that kind of fun stuff. But the little kids loved it. We played kazoos at the end. And can I tell another story?
Yeah, but should I do it? No.
So I've got a pretty good story. I ran for class president, and shout out to Mr. President, my boy.
Oh yeah, we were asked to give a shout out. Yeah, I'll shout out. Also, Frosty, shout out to Frosty. Shout out us on this Twitch. Thank you for the help with your, I'd say 7 viewers you had. He's a good streamer, good quality content. I'd also recommend another streamer. My neighbor Semi-Cryptic. If you can find him, I couldn't find his Twitch, so you might be screwed.
Yeah. So after all those shout outs, what was I talking about? Yeah, so we're not talking about Mr. President, like the sub, for anyone who actually knows him. We're talking about Mr. President, the kid who beat me while I was trying to run for class president. Anyway, he took his speech from The Office. Like, you know the part where it goes...
We will prevail.
And the part where he goes, "Good morning, Vietnam!"
I speak for the trees, and the trees speak Vietnamese.
Speaking of that, we said that while we were outside during the Mayberry State Park cleanup last week before we recorded.
If anyone doesn't know what Mayberry is, it's a park.
It's a state park, and someone made that joke. I speak for the trees, and the trees speak Vietnamese. And then a guy who fought in the Vietnam War came up to us and started telling us about the Vietnam War while we were planting trees. He's like, "You guys want to know about Nam?" We're like, "Sure."
Yeah, I have a pretty extensive family war history. But yeah, I mean the podcast, yeah. But our school, I'd say we get into in depth of all the questionable things we have since now it's our last year at our school. Yeah, I got another story. I think I'm out. I'm out of stories, crap.
Oh, my turn then. So, my grandpa, one time, he was telling me the story about when he used to be
Related.
This is school related. So, I use it for a project, okay? So, this counts. So, he used to fight in one of the wars. I don't know. He was a veteran for like 20 years, but so.
Was a veteran. What do you mean?
What?
Once you're a soldier, you're always a soldier. But, like, you're a veteran now.
Well, sorry, he is a veteran. I'm sorry. You honestly think I want to get into the specifics. So, shush. Okay, so basically, he was on a plane. I don't know. He was being shipped out to some random country. I'm pretty sure in the Middle East. But his plane almost crashed in the Atlantic because their engine exploded because the person was an idiot and put too much fuel in the plane. So they had to crash land in Greenland, because I get those confused sometimes because they're named wrong, okay? Greenland, the place that always screws over my record in Plague Inc. What? So basically, okay. So we're gonna pass the microphone over to Dub, or what's your name? D-Dog? Yeah, that weird name. You freaking loser.
Yeah. So I've got another story. In our school, we got a few dumb rules, and I'm kind of dumb, so I decided to fight a dumb rule with the dumb way and make a huge petition for it. So I walked around for a week.
He got shut down so hard.
No, I didn't. We went to the office and we got our way. So now we can stand in the shade for anyone who didn't know while it's hot up.
We're back.
Yeah, so now we can stand in the shade while it's hot outside for anyone who doesn't know already. And I got like 137 signatures while we were walking around. But I actually figured out who stuck the scissors into the outlet in 5th grade.
Oh, yeah, no. So I actually figured that a kid in our school stuck scissors into an outlet.
He dropped, air quotes, dropped the scissors into an outlet. I don't know how you drop scissors.
Drop. Okay, so my brother, I have a brother, for anyone who didn't know. You probably didn't know that. I don't think you even care. But so one of his friends, some kid stuck scissors in an outlet. His name was Xenon, and basically he decided, oh, this is a good idea, I'm gonna stick scissors in an outlet. And then my brother happened to be walking into the room, and then sparks shot everywhere, and all the power cut out from our science classroom. And it was really funny, and our science teacher still makes fun of this kid to this day.
Wasn't that in like September?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, she makes fun of everyone, man. She flames people. I won't say flame, but yeah, she's one of the good ones. Good people. I know this is not a politics podcast. Thank you very much.
I mean, if you want a politics podcast, we can do that.
Yeah, there's some pretty weird stuff that goes on. Crap. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say.
In the last podcast, what we talked about at the end is leave questions in the comments below. That didn't happen. So yeah, we got a few insults, such as insert random hurtful comment here.
That might have been me.
Okay, so for this time, we're actually gonna make sure you guys leave questions. So if you don't leave a question, then I will actually delete your Fortnite account. And if you subscribe, you'll get a cookie too.
Stop playing the ukulele, D-Dog. We know you're terrible at it, but you don't need to show off.
I'm sorry, I just had to get some nervous energy out. You know, it's really hard to sit in a room with
With 4 people that you really don't like very much.
Yeah, we try. We manage.
Hello, everyone. We're kind of switching topics here. I'm your host, Killer Keemstar, and let's get right into the news. We're just reading comments.
All right.
The old podcast.
So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start a new section where I read comments from the old section. So, for the first one, it was actually pinned, and it says "insert random hurtful comment here," and it actually received 6 likes. And then,
Wow, that's a lot of likes. That's definitely not a minuscule amount.
who wrote the
Okay.
comment.
and then D-Dog wrote amazing content, 10 out of 10. Next meme from PewDiePie, and then Bali Wixon. Oh, that's Bailey. This is about to be in trending any minute now. Wow, so far we're some pretty great comments. And then someone says Window XP background responded with, "Bro, that's kind of cringe." It kind of is.
Very true. I'm the one who put insert random comment here. Don't tell them.
Okay, Airvor123 wrote one word. Edit. Make more of these. Justin Mustwin wrote, just took a 51-minute, 52-second long nap. What did I miss?
And then Dubs wrote a bunch of random comments that we're not going to read because they're really annoying and repetitive. And the final comment.
No, Luke VT wrote, PewDiePie's video, here we come. And then Nick Spear wrote, you're something.
You're gay.
And then
Dog's girlfriend replied with,
you wish.
With the heart, obviously. It was definitely D-Dog that hearted that, not just his friend, Dan Eel the Electric Eel.
Yeah, Daniel the Electric Eel hearted every single comment other than Speaker's show. Yeah, all right. So, moving on. The next section we're going to talk about in school stories is we're going to be talking about our DC trip. So, as many of you guys may know, we go to a rich boys school, and we go to Washington, D.C.
It's not only boys.
Yeah, we went to Washington, D.C. as our class trip, and we had to kind of
Meme review.
we had to share rooms with 3 other kids, including ourselves, and some interesting things happened.
I did it. I didn't share rooms. Yeah. I had a issue finding people to room with because I didn't get like any emails or like jack crap of anything. So like, yeah, it was problematic. So then I get paired with one of my friends, and oh my god, they'll.
Double L.
Anyways, yeah, one of my friends, Double L as we'll call him, like he was coughing really bad on Discord, and
He was sick.
yeah, Discord like a couple of days before. And I'm like, man, I hope he's okay. And then the coughing just kept getting worse and worse, and then he got extremely sick. So yeah, I had trouble sleeping, and at one point he goes to open the door for some air, and like they taped our doors, some people. So literally, as he's going to open the door, he's like, man, I need air. I'm like, no. And then I don't know. There's only one good part about my DC trip. There it wasn't like.
DC is Washington, D.C., our country's capital. Most people in America don't actually know that, so let me just point that out real quickly.
Noragamas. And so anyways, I did something quite hilarious with the Washington Monument. I'm not gonna go into depth about it, but it was so anyways, I'm not gonna go into depth about this picture I took with the Washington Monument. Let's just say quite comical. Quite hilarious. Everyone's giggling in the background. But
Giggling, that word's for 10-year-olds. We use manly words like banter.
What? Yeah. So, yeah, I had a somewhat good experience. Not getting any sleep. Yeah, I'll pass the mic on my next host, Trigger Happy. What's your worst and bad part about this trip?
Thank you, DSIP. The worst part of my trip was the whole. I'm just kidding. No. So the DC trip. Has anyone ever been to Golden Corral? That was a retort. No. Golden Corral. This restaurant was just.
It's not even worthy of being called a restaurant.
Yeah, no.
It's bad.
Yeah, no, it was literally a pig's trough. Okay, listen, if you like that place, I'm not knocking you. So yeah, Golden Corral, that restaurant, or no, that pig's trough. There's like the only two words to describe it are absolute hell. Okay, it's the literal embodiment.
It's not a restaurant. It's a buffet.
Golden Corral. So basically, that restaurant, the food there was too greasy, the water there was too watery, and sorry, the pop was too watery. Yeah, it was diet water. And by the way, diet water, we're not sponsored by them, but diet water, if you can hit us up, that would be great. So basically, our friend, we'll call him the Weave Master. So basically, the Weave Master was at Golden Corral, and he found an ant in his drink straw. Yeah, that is right, ant. No, I'm not mentioning that. That's mean, okay, Nick? I mean, oh, that other guy's calling me on Discord. We're gonna have to pause this podcast. I'm just joking. So, basically, I'll pass the mic to D-Dog, the Rock Dog.
Yeah, so not only did we find an ant in a straw, but we also found hairs in the fries
And the chicken.
and the chicken.
Oh God, I hate the chicken.
And we found bugs. Where did you guys find the bugs?
What?
Okay, never mind. We found a bug in the straw and hairs in the chicken and fries. And I had a piece of pizza. It was the worst pizza I've ever eaten. And I've eaten a lot of pizza. Now my ear itches. Some kid just breathed in it. Not only was the pizza terrible, but also they had this like frozen ice cream machine, and that tasted like water that had like poison in it.
That was frozen yogurt.
It was frozen yogurt, I swear.
It was horrid. It was absolutely terrible. Like the worst thing I've ever had in my life. So I think that's about wraps up our DC.
I want to go in the. Hey, so I'll go in the more depth of it. I mean, really, the DC experience. Like, I'm not trying to be offensive, but like, I thought it was okay. I mean, like, I'd say not as much fun compared to fun. I mean, like, a good percent of it was fun. I'd say like a strong percent. I liked it a little, but like I wouldn't go again. Like I had fun, but with like the people there annoyed me, like our friends and stuff. But I go alone.
Yeah, no, in my opinion on the DC trip, it was honestly really fun, and we learned a lot about, U.S. history and stuff like that.
Okay, so my opinion was I saw the monuments and stuff, so that was cool. Yeah.
That's all you have to say, Dubs.
And I watched the basketball game.
Yeah, well, on that note, I think we're going to have to end this podcast. Everyone, say bye, except for you, Dylan. I mean, D-Dog, because you don't matter. Just kidding. Just Dylan, D-Dog's just to come over here and say bye.
Bye.
If you made it to the end, thank you very much. Leave us a comment down below. We'll give you a pin.
Not a joke. Bye guys. Main host out.
Okay, by the way, so we want you to comment questions and we'll answer them next time, and we'll also be reading your comments again. But make the comments better.
First of all, that was a joke. Hey, okay, guys, remember, the earth is flat. Don't do vaccines. And Shrub Podcast signing out.